Hi everyone. I'm going to be doing a little bit of paint work on my Osiris statue. I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see it here in a minute. Okay, as you can see here, actually, there's not really much I can do to this statue. Um, there's not a whole lot. Maybe clean up a bit around the ears. Do another coat of white on his back here. I might do some color shift green here because it looks like that's more like his chest showing here than just a little bit of cloth there. I may also need to do another coat of gold on here, and then do some blue sapphire, I think, on these beads here and this little bit here. Now, I don't have really a brush size that's going to be able to do like the super details here. Unfortunately, this is like the smallest brush that I have, and it's just like too big. So you can see these are just too big for that kind of work. So let's see what I can do here. Now that you can kind of see what we're doing there, we got the flail nice and done. Just got to do the blue highlights. I think it's also interesting to note, by the way, that even though Osiris is considered king of the dead, the Egyptians themselves actually didn't have gods of death. To them, death was just a normal thing. It was just a natural part of life. In fact, it's kind of the funny part that people make the big misconception that the Egyptians were obsessed with death. They were actually obsessed with life. It's why all the offerings and everything they had, even in their tombs, the goal was the idea that the dead never really truly stopped living. Even their afterlife was pretty much just them being able to do the stuff that they enjoyed when they were alive. Like fishing, hunting, racing chariots, stuff like that. So, even though they had deities like Osiris and Anubis that dealt with the dead, they actually were very much into life. Like, their biggest thing was trying to find a way to live beyond death itself. So these were people who really, really did like to worship a lot of life. I'm going to cut off the video for a second while I do the paint work here, because I can't really do this justice by, trying to hold the phone and then trying to paint as well. So I'll come back once I get the flail done here a little bit better, and we'll chat some more. All right, there we are, all finished up. I tried to give him a little bit of a gold thing around his crown, even though there wasn't one. Of course, we did the flail there, so that looks a little better. Did his eyes a bit more. But like I was saying, basically, another interesting thing I should say, too, about the ancient Egyptians is they didn't believe in things like transcendent deities. They believed the gods were preeminent, but they didn't believe that they, transcended our realm. In fact, if anything, they believed that the deities and gods lived not just through the various icons and the like they used to worship them, but through the various animals that they used as proxies and avatars of their own will, and even people. It was believed that the deities basically lived in our own world and could interact with people and objects and animals and things. So it does make me chuckle a little bit when people try to portray goddesses like Sekhmet and the like as being transcendent, when it's like, yeah, the actual Egyptians that worshipped her would not agree with that. But anyway, guys, this is pretty much all I can do. I gave him some blue sapphire eyes. I think that makes him a little bit more friendly looking than just having pitch black. Plus, it actually goes well with his motif, because, believe it or not, Osiris is actually the lord of rebirth and fertility. He was actually a deity that was associated with the river Nile, as well as the fertile land of the farming land around the Nile itself. That's why a lot of his colors are green, blue, kind of to represent his association with the life and rebirth from death, effectively. But I'll see you guys next time. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and let me know how you thought.